Alright, hello again everybody, I'm still MadMega, and this is a very different game than Ghostbusters 2. I'd say it's a very different game. It's a new game, sort of, 2020 NES, and this is Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. So let's get started here. We're going to select a player. We can jump between them at will, so we're just going to start with Jay. And time begins when we select our players. So on 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. So, if you're familiar at all with the View Askew universe, Kevin Smith's series of movies and things, this game sort of takes place after Mallrats. Like, for example, that's LaFours. If you don't know who LaFours is, he's only the most feared security guard in the business. He's got 267 collars, all convictions. I hear he's even got 2 kills. All right, so these guys are messing with some real heavy hitters in terms of mall security. All right. Speaking of, the basic principles of the game are it's a beat 'em up, and we can earn those stars. And what those stars do is they allow us to do special attacks. So we're going to try to build up a couple of those, and we're going to use those to our advantage in a little bit. Like, for example, Bob does this nice lariat attack that's pretty serious. And we're just going to sort of hopefully keep a lot of these enemies from hitting us with their wake-ups, because that's where they really do their damages. They'll hit you with these. They'll stand right up, and they'll hit you with this uppercut. So we got to be a little cautious, but sometimes they have weapons, and we can hit them with those and make our way. The basic way that this game sort of works is it's mostly based on sort of rhythm punching. Like if you punch and kick in rhythm, you'll gain your stars so that you can have your special attacks, and that goes a long way towards, you know, making the fights a little easier. And we're just gonna hit these guys with a bat. Oh, let's grab an ice cream cone. That's dropped some health for us. Ah, of course. So Jay's special attack lets him do this really nice kick at range. Oh my goodness, these kids are just jumping at the wrong times. So I can't... There we go. There we go. There we go. You're supposed to just sort of be able to jump back and forth and take them out, but we were having some struggles for sure. Get this nice little lariat attack going. Hey! There we go. Let's break this open and see what we get. Since that's a burger and we are lower on health with Jay, let's so here's the 4s. Hopefully we get a weapon. No weapon. But we're gonna fight LaFours here. Give him the old kickaroonies. Give him one more kickaroony. Switch to Bob, hit him with a little lariat action. Oh! Oh, now he's just decided to do some back and forth kicks on me, but that's alright. Snoogans. Alright. Well, we're still in the mall. Let's, you know. All these people in the mall with no shopping agenda, you can't trust them. So we've got these guys. These guys have some weapons, so we're gonna beat them up and take that. Yeah, that guy had a bottle, and that's just not nice. So switch over to Jay. Shoutouts to the canonical name of the carpet outlet. That is from the movie. That is not for the game. Let's give this guy a couple of those, a couple of these. Give him a little 1-2 punch. Who likes ninjas, man? Ninjas are mean. I'm trying to pick up the weapon so that they don't use it, because that's my weapon. I would very much prefer to have it versus them. Right, we just sort of just keep hitting these guys with lead pipes. At range. If anybody remembers Dogma, this is Mooby, the golden calf. He's a sort of a mascot for a fast food joint, and we're gonna beat the ever-loving snot out of him. And pick up a hamburger for our trouble. Oh, nice wake up, friend. Alright, there's the Burning Flesh Tanning Salon. Also canonical to the show, or to the movie. Alright. We want this back, because we don't like the guys driving around on the skateboards. They're annoying. Because they just interrupt everything you're doing. Oh, here's an old lady. Now, if you punch the old lady, she will call in the police, and then you'll have to fight the police. So we don't want to do that. We're just gonna walk over here, and she's nice. So she drops some a sock full of quarters and some money, because you know, again, she's kind of nice that way. We're gonna use that sock full of quarters and that hamburger to get Bob nice and sorted here for this next fight. Oh. Wow. Just getting... Let's break this open, hope for some health. Alright, good. Now, if you've never seen the cartoon Clerks, you won't understand this, but this is Gerbils. It's a pet store, and this is Patrick Swayze, and that's his horse, Point Break. So we're gonna try to just, you know, deal with Patrick Swayze here. All right, one more ought to do it. All right, and that's the end of Patrick Swayze and his horse, you know, Ghost. Snooch to the nooch. Got some adobo dough flow. Got some lactose prints. Ah. Trying to get these guys to stack up has been a little tough here. There we go. Now here's adobo, which, I mean, come on, how amazing is that? Adobo pretzels? That's pretty amazing. He does his little punch there that I gotta be aware of. And sometimes he'll duck my punches, because he's a big jerk like that. Hey, man, let me punch you, please. Thank you. It's being mean. Now, again, we're trying. Most of the speed tech in this is we're really trying to just stack up enemies as best we can. We're gonna switch over to... We were gonna try to switch to Jay here, but like we're just sort of getting juggled by our enemies here. But now we should be should be okay. I'll just take that for now. We're not super worried about health in this stage because shortly after finishing up this, we're going to be going into what really are the turbo tunnels. But first, I'm going to wait till Bob comes back because it should be any second now. And we're going to... Alright, fine. He did not respawn, but that's okay. We're going to go through the quickest stop grocery. What just happened? Very strange. But anyways, this is Turbo Tunnels. If you played, you know, Battletoads, this might look a little familiar to you. It's a slightly different theme, I guess. You know, you're not quite on a jetpack or whatever, like you know, some sort of jet-propelled bike sort of thing. In this case, we're just riding around in a cart, but gotta avoid the orange carts. Gotta avoid, you know, water. Try not to hit random people and or things. But there's plenty of good stuff on sale while we're in these turbo aisles. Let's not hit one of those. Oh, old ladies. We gotta make sure we don't hit the old ladies. They're having a sending these babies. We're yeeting these little ones out of the way here. We're struggling to get through, but that's okay because we're gonna pick up some health here as we go. Try not to hit this. Oh, try not to hit the moms. Trying not to hit the moms. Hitting orange carts. Trying not to hit the moms. Being careful. Now we've got nuns to avoid. Look out, we've got nuns. Oh, and she just absolutely, well, maybe in 3 days she can rise again. I don't know. We'll find out. All right, there's our turbo aisle. Snooch to the nooch. All right, let's check out another character from the View Askew universe, the Golgothan. He is a literal shit demon. And he just, he's a real crappy boss. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. He's a crappy boss. We don't really like him. Because we have to be very careful about how we deal damage to this enemy. Because if we do 3 hits with that plunger, what will happen is he will change into, will trigger a new attack and will break the plunger, and we don't want to break the plunger. What we'd prefer to do is have exactly what's happening here now, which is we get like 2 hits, and then ideally he'll like either shoot or do that attack where he like dashes forward. If he does that, it resets the clock on the combo meter on him, and it then allows us to hit him twice again. If you hit him 3 times with the plunger, it will just break the plunger. So what we're trying to do is put enough time between doing those actions that we don't trigger a special like earning the star, because if you do, what happens is he'll go back up into the toilet and he'll swim away, and then you have to fight him again. So what we're hoping is that this goes relatively well, and it has, so that'll do it. So that takes care of the Golgothan, and apologize for the literal toilet humor. But, you know, sometimes when you gotta go, you gotta go. Alright, the Spoony Bang Ride Arcade. So if anybody had been to an arcade in the 90s, this is exactly what the floor looked like in them. Like, let's not lie to ourselves, this is exactly what they all look like. Alright, we took out a couple of guys here. Again, we don't like these dudes. Oh my, just absolutely juggled here. Oh man, I was really hoping I might catch the guy with the with the skateboard with my special move as he came in on screen, but no such luck. Alright, so he has all 3 stars, so let's see if we can maybe get Jay a couple. Because it's always helpful to have all of your special attacks if you're Jay and Silent Bob. Oh, these kids are giving me trouble here. Okay. Here's another adobo. Oh, we got a little too far into his hitbox and he just dodged me. That's not cool. We're gonna go over here and we're all gonna try our best to at least take out one of those guys as quickly as possible, because these ninjas can attack you from range, and that's a real bad day, so we don't want to deal with that if we can help it. So luckily that toy box, instead of giving me health, it just straight up gave me hello, can we pick up the... Oh my god, like that took all my health. Those guys were just not cool. There we go. Just trying to sort of juggle all these dudes, and nobody's really willing to be beaten repeatedly here, unfortunately. Okay, so we had a little bit of trouble with that. Luckily, these guys are going to drop some health for us. So we're going to grab that real fast. And this guy, instead of waking up, we're going to punch him, and that'll give us that health, which is good. Perfect. Sock full of quarters is good news, because we have to deal with a couple of these guys. And... oh, okay. Just duck my attacks, why don't we? That was fun. Okay. Ideally, we'll be able to get through Adobo here. Good. Scary. Very scary. But, luckily, now we're down to a boss, and when you're not playing as Jay and Silent Bob, you'll notice it, like I can jump between them. Up there on the top right, Bob's health will, it'll come back slowly, so as long as you aren't constantly taking damage, you can sort of slowly survive some things. Oh my god, can you please just give me attacks that don't suck? So unfortunately this fight you don't have a ton of control over. He throws these stupid pucks at you and you have to kick them back, but you don't really control where they go or anything like that. So unfortunately what's happening is, like, he's just going to get in the way and block everything that I kick at him. So we're just going to kind of stand here and get beat like this because reasons. When they're like this and they're so vertical in how they move back and forth, because of how he moves, it's basically impossible for him not to block those. So there's no point in even trying to return those. It just doesn't make sense. So let's keep trying to keep a full amount of health on this as best we can. This is definitely one of the worst bosses. He's pretty much complete RNG. There's not a lot that we can do to beat him much faster. Oh no. Alright, we got that. Alright, good. Took a little bit of doing, but we were able to get through relatively unscathed. Alright, let's run up to Popular Girl. It's a clothing store for girls. And for anybody who does not know, bras are indeed weapons. But don't let anybody tell you different. There we go. Switch to Bob, start to collect a couple of stars for him, because we're going to need them. Nice wake up, lady. Not bad. And might as well grab that little bit of health here. Now that's what's nice about Jay's attack, is that Jay's attack gives you a lot of movement, like a lot of distance with the attack. Like I can sort of close distance with his kick that I don't close with Jay's lariat, so it's something to consider when you're playing the game. Is when, depending upon how your enemies are stacked up, you kind of want to use different attacks for different guys. This is Leonardo, and Plug. They are characters from Clerks the Animated Series. Big fan of them. Alright, now we're in the elevator. And if you don't know anything about an elevator, it goes up and down. You just hit these guys with these chains repeatedly. And that seems to be working pretty well. This is on the NES. That was very clean. Okay, good. Those guys are far and away the scariest enemies in this set here. Although this little dude is a pain. Okay, good. At least the little guy's out of the way. Oh, nice. We got him on the rebound. So that could have been worse here. Now these guys are Lactose Prince employees, so they're gonna drop us some. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take them both out. Now these are our evil doppelgangers. This is the first we've seen of them. These are the real bad guys for the stage, or for the stage, it seems. That's one, and that's two, and we are out of the elevator. It's too little, or a good size, you know, whatever. Let's head to the comic book shop. Okay. Okay. Honestly, if he picks up the nunchucks there, that ninja, that's preferable, because then he doesn't throw his stars, his ninja stars. Ninja stars are something we don't want to deal with. Alright. And let's let this dude walk over here so that he'll drop his weapon for us. We can pick it up. What the hell was... just these guys are not taking damage. Apparently, they've decided that they're hockey players. They're not going to let me hit them with their stick. Apparently, but. Great, we're off cycle. There we go. Oh, one of these days I'll get these little dudes organized. Alright, let's come over here, and there's gonna be a guy. Yep. Yeah, go ahead. Try to pick up a sock full of quarters. See what happens. Smack ya. That's perfect, because that basically sent them away from that. And then that'll force these guys to sort of be on top of that. Great positioning for the wake up. Little low on health, unfortunately, here, so we're gonna switch over to Bob and try to resuscitate Jay, because we've got a double adobo fight coming up here. Because that's what we like about the Jay's attack, is that we can kind of stand here and we can get both of them, unless they decide to wake us up like that. Very, very low on health, but that's okay, because we're gonna deal with this bunny rabbit here. And I don't know. I just said that the rabbit at the Menlo Park Mall was more convincing. He jumped the fence and he knocked me down. This is Mark Hamill, also known as Cockknocker, and he throws this giant fist at us because he's a mean person who does things like that. I'm gonna try to jump over him, but sometimes he doesn't really give you much space to do that. Okay, it would help if when I hit so to jump in this game you hit A and B at the same time, and clearly struggling. Hey man, I'd appreciate it if you just, stood over there and did your little shooty thing. Oof! Let's switch back to Jay. As I said, as long as you're kind of cautious, you can sort of like juggle your health so that... Dude! Could you just stand in this corner, please? I'm gonna switch to Bob because our health is very bad. And he has a special attack, and if I can hit it, that might be the fight. Ooh, okay, a little more. Elbow drop for doom. Alright, double trouble. So now this is, like every great video game, this is the refight section. Dude, I just want to get this dude away so that I can get his stupid skateboard away from him. Oh, not what I wanted. Let's grab that. Grab that, and that's just a couple of random guys. If earlier was LaFours, this is LaFives. He's, deal with him. pretty scary fella, but as long as we just kind of keep the pressure on him, he shouldn't be, except when he decides to just do his jumps back and forth with the kicks. Like, he can just kind of eat you for a little bit there, but here's the final Easter Bunny. And, you know, happy Easter to this guy. We're gonna just kind of hit him a couple times with a lead pipe. It's a second Golgothan fight. This time he's green, so we know he's not especially... He's eaten something kind of squiffy. Look out. Oof. Okay, don't feel free not to swing the plunger, Jay. You don't have to do that. Oh, boo. That's okay. A little more than halfway down on its health. And let's see, now we just need the... See, this is the problem, is that the plunger will be brought in at a different... Like, the spawn of the plunger is random, and sometimes he'll just guard the thing, and you can't get there to it. And it's a real pain. Like, you can see that he sort of guards the thing, and then it just gets very difficult to actually do damage to him. It's okay. This luckily is a little better, because here the annoying little pretzel fella, we don't have to deal with him quite as much, because there's enough space we can kind of run around him and we don't have to deal with his crap, which I appreciate. Alright, well, that was Adobo. He went down nice and easy. Here's Mubi again. This is a good opportunity to gain some health. So we're going to try to put Mubi down quick. Switch to Bob for this part, because this is our hockey dude again, our air hockey guy. You don't actually have to hit it into the goal. It doesn't actually matter. As I said, he's random and will do things like this. It's not even worth trying to send those back. He will absolutely just block those. Just block those too, because he's throwing them at the dead center, and his hitbox is such that really no way to dodge that. Yeah, he's gonna hit that back to me every time. Like, there's nothing I can do about that. Just not getting very good luck with this guy today. I thought that one would have been blocked, but luckily for me. Oh, goodness. Cool. Cool. I'm gonna switch back. Okay, cool. Love that. Jerk. Oh no, it's Patrick Swayze. Again. And that's the end of Patrick Swayze. Now this nun, you can, if you punch her, she will bring in Leonardo, and Plug, and we don't really want to deal with them again, so... Let me, I think what we're going to do is we are going to switch to Jay here, and now we get a refight of, look kids, it's Mark Hamill. very poor timing on my part for some of these jumps here, so let's try to not screw it up. Switch back to Jay because he's got plenty of health. And love that my momentum carries me through the hitbox, and now then I stop hitting the enemy, which is fantastic. Go. Got another one, and this might be enough if we can get a good cycle on our friend Mr. Hamill here. If he'd actually let me fight him instead of just doing this. This is no fun. And there he goes. Snoogans. Alright, so now we are at the final stage. We're at the quick stop finally. 15 bucks, little man. Put that shit in my hand. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, oh. Jungle love. Oh wee, oh wee, oh. Get a couple of stars here if we can help it. Oh, hey. Hey now. There's one down at least. There's two down. Okay, good. Now we are on to the final boss. They're gonna do their little dance. They're gonna form up our evil doppelgangers, and we've got to take out whatever this evil blob of death is. So that's what we're gonna do. Oh, my apologies. I should have mentioned, warning for, flashing lights here. This is a flashing lights ending of the game, unfortunately. There are quite a few flashing lights anytime he does the little attack there, back and forth. So, gonna try to avoid those. I assure you, we are open. I'm gonna switch back to Jay here real quick because he's got a little more health than Bob, and we have one last set of attacks that we're gonna have to do if everything goes according to plan here. It's one or two more hits, and then we'll see the true enemies of the game at the quick stop here. Oof. And that's just about it. We have to fight our who really were the enemies the whole time. Dante and Randall. And that is time for Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. They are back in front of the quick stop selling fireworks. So that is Jay and Silent Bob's Mall Brawl. Thanks for hanging out and watching. And Jay, come on, man. Can't be like that. Gotta be better than that. Snoogans. So cool. Thank you. That was Jay and Silent Bob Mall Brawl. I'll be back shortly with some more NES. Not quite done yet this morning.